Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Grace blackmails Finn to bury Liam's scam, finds perfect leverage. The bold and the beautiful B&B. Spoilers hint that Grace Buckingham, Cassandra Creech, could blackmail John Finn Finnegan, Tanner Novlin, to bury her Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton scam. Will Grace find the perfect leverage to hold over Finn's head? Finn is already seeing the warning signs when it comes to the fake tumor and FOF procedure that Grace cooked up. Grace has obviously been lying this whole time, so BBspoilers suggest Finn will confront her once everything unravels. Liam feels perfectly fine now, and that's most likely because Grace's drugs were the real reason why he had worsening symptoms. Grace carried out an elaborate scheme to score Bill Spencer's Don Diamond $1 million, but what happens once Finn discovers the truth? Since Grace will be desperate to keep her career intact and avoid prison, she might resort to some blackmail. If Grace can come up with some dirt to keep Finn quiet, then she might be able to get by with her actions, at least for a while. We can think of some good blackmail material that involves Finn's beloved adoptive mom and his not-so-dead daughter. Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, faked Luna Nozawa's Lisa Yamada demise and smuggled her out of the hospital. So that's something Grace might know or at least be able to find out through a shady accomplice. What if when Finn threatens to expose Grace, she fires right back with a threat to expose Leigh? Grace could shock Finn with the news that Leigh broke plenty of rules and laws by sneaking criminal Luna out for a private recovery elsewhere. Perhaps Grace could vow that if she's going down, she's taking Leigh down with her. In other words, if Grace has to lose her medical license and land behind bars, she could make sure Leigh does the same. Would Finn be willing to keep his mouth shut about Grace's scam to keep Leigh out of the slammer? Finn's complicated feelings for Luna could come into play as well if Leigh eventually asks him to keep quiet for his daughter's sake. Lee doesn't want Luna back in prison and feels like she needs real family support now. This could turn into quite the mess for Finn, and might even lead to him keeping a huge secret from Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Massins Wood. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Finn will get updates on some unpleasant surprises in the coming weeks. Shocking twist, so sure to ignite fireworks in the bold and the beautiful. Dr. Grace Buckingham returns to Los Angeles with secrets in her suitcase and revenge in her heart. But this time, it's not her daughter Paris she's meddling in, it's Dr. John Finn Finnegan himself. As the tangled web of deception and loyalty tightens around the Forresters and Spencers, Grace may hold the power to blow everything apart, or bury it forever. Grace returns with a mission. Grace Buckingham has been off the canvas for a while, but longtime fans know her flair for drama and manipulation. Now she resurfaces, more calculating than ever, with a laser focus on one man, Finn. Why him? It turns out Grace has been doing a little digging since her departure, and uncovered a scam involving none other than Liam Spencer. A scam that, if exposed, could ruin lives. But before she exposes anything, Grace wants something in return. She knows that Finn has been struggling with guilt over his role in Steffy's complicated love triangle with Liam. She knows that Finn is desperate to keep his family intact and shield Steffy from further emotional fallout. And now, Grace is prepared to use that desperation to her advantage. Liam's dirty little secret. Liam Spencer has always teetered on the edge of morality, bouncing between Steffy and Hope like a lost ping-pong ball. But Grace claims to have uncovered a scam orchestrated by Liam, a twisted manipulation involving falsified reports about Finn's medical decisions during Steffy's coma, intended to paint Finn as careless and regain Hope's trust after their marriage crumbled. The documents were allegedly meant to ruin Finn's credibility, make Steffy doubt her husband, and subtly convince Hope that Liam was her true protector all along. The plan didn't pan out, but Grace got wind of it from a nurse who was bribed into falsifying the initial report. Now, Grace wants to use that information, not to help Finn, but to control him. Blackmail with a smile. At first, Finn is shocked to see Grace in his office at the hospital. He assumes it's something about Paris or Zoe, but Grace wastes no time. "I'm not here for Paris," she says, calm and cold. "I'm here for you." She lays out her knowledge of Liam's scheme, complete with dates, names, and a USB drive containing damning audio recordings. Finn is stunned, furious, and most of all, afraid. If this information went public, it would tear the Spencer-Forrester dynamic apart, and Steffi could be pulled into another emotional storm. Not to mention, the scandal would jeopardize his position at the hospital. But what does Grace want? Grace's true motive: she wants Finn to bury the scandal. But not just that. She wants him to help fast-track a high-profile surgery for one of her powerful medical clients from out of town. Someone who doesn't want to wait for proper protocol or scheduling. Grace is leveraging her knowledge to get VIP treatment for her circle, bypassing ethical lines and using Finn as her golden key. It's a risky demand. If Finn complies, he betrays his medical oath. If he refuses, the Liam scam becomes a public grenade. The moral man in Finn is torn. He wants to expose Liam's underhanded behavior, but not at the cost of the woman he loves. Steffi has already been through too much, from Sheila's return to nearly losing Finn forever. He can't risk hurting her again. Finn's sleepless nights. Haunted by Grace's threat, Finn begins to spiral. He can't confide in Steffi without risking everything, so he turns to an unlikely ally, Carter Walton. As the legal mind of Forrester Creations, Carter might be able to find a loophole or offer a solution. But even Carter is rattled. "You're caught in something deep," he warns. Grace isn't bluffing. If that information goes public, it could hurt everyone, especially you. Meanwhile, Grace starts to subtly insinuate herself into hospital affairs, smiling sweetly while whispering veiled threats into Finn's ear. She reminds him at every turn, "You keep your hands clean, and I keep your secrets safe." Hope's intuition sparks curiosity. On the other side of town, Hope starts picking up strange vibes from Liam. He's been edgy lately, overly defensive when Steffi or Finn comes up in conversation. Hope, now separated from Liam but still co-parenting, wonders if Liam is hiding something. She confronts him directly, but Liam dodges every question. Unbeknownst to them both, Grace has made a copy of the audio files and is toying with the idea of sending them anonymously to Hope, just to apply pressure on Finn if he stalls. Will Finn break? The pressure is mounting. With Grace threatening to destroy everything, Finn must decide what matters most: his career, his ethics, or his family. If he gives in, he opens the door for Grace's corruption to grow. If he fights back, he risks bringing Liam's lie to light, dragging Steffi and their fragile peace into chaos.